Okay, here we are out underneath the canopy. I got that 633 cabinet prepped with preliminary stain and sand sealer. We've got it schmoozed about as good as it's going to get with what we've done. Uh, we've got the inside done with the midnight blue, as well as the back and the base. This corner right here is pretty much blended. Uh, and we're going to get ready to shoot it with the airbrush to feather in all the little inconsistencies in it. Managed to I managed to get that out there pretty good. Use some of that wood filler stuff that you get in the tube from Minwax. It's not the greatest stuff. I really dislike using it, but it's all I had. And with a little bit of glue to help bond it, it filled in really good. Um, and I mixed a little bit of the dark walnut in with it so that it, because if you don't mix stain in with it when you work it, it's going to turn out lighter than anything else around it. As you can see, some of it did show through. But I went over this entire area right here around this bend, around this curve, with some aqua coat mixed with a little bit of stain in it to kind of schmooze and blend it in, and to hold what grain I could get into it with some 80 or 60 grit to take some of this filler out, or schmooze it out and smooth it, and then hit it with the aqua coat with the stain in the thing, and rub it into the pores and into the grooves, and let it cure fully for a few hours, and then smooth it with some 220 and hit it with some 320 if you want, or 400. I went as high as 600 on this, so that if you go too deep, you're going to remove the grain in the graininess in your filler. So I went with the lighter paper. We're going to shoot the top around the edges, and feather that in to blend it into the midsection. Same way with this area here, because this here is gonna get this accent. This camera is just too cumbersome to work up close. So what I'm going to do is to keep it, since this corner here is going to get feathered in this way, and feathered into the back, and feathered down, and like I did the 42 350 cabinet some time back. This area around the bezel is going to get lightly feathered. Around this accent is going to be feathered that way, and feathered this way around this curve. This here is going to get feathered up into the middle, and this is going to get feathered down, and this is going to get feathered towards the speaker opening. So this has already been hit with 220, and that's about it, because I wanted to leave some graininess in that thing, so that the so that the airbrushing gets down into those deeper grooves. So it's going to be like an accent. In order to get that to take real good, hit it with some high pressure air in all your faces. That opens up those pores from any dust that get in it. I try not to use a tack rag because after one use it's shot, so you just wasted money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get prepped up. I've got some, if I can get it in the light so you can read it, dark walnut. We're going to mix me up a little vial of that and see where that gets me to. And then we're going to let that cure for a good portion of today until this evening, when I can hit it with at least 2 or 3 coats of clear. So let me get powered up here, and we'll give you another shot of what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. Loaded. Got a full cap. Here we go. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. I'm not too good with pointing this thing at what it is I'm looking at. The sun is reeking today, so you're liable to have a hard time seeing what it is I'm seeing. Sorry, I'm kind of here and there. I'm paying more attention to what I'm doing than what I'm doing with the camera. So hopefully you're getting some of this anyway. My reservoir is out, and I managed to get a full vial on the cabinet. So we're gonna let this sit out in the sunlight and bake for an hour or so, and then close it up. So stand by, there'll be more stuff. Now I wanted to give you an alternate look at the cabinet once it's airbrushed. It'll I know it looks dark, and it is dark. It's got a good cross section of color to it. But once this thing cures up, and it's going to take probably a good portion of the day, I might not get to doing a polish seal on it until tomorrow, but this is going to sit out here and bake a good portion of the day. Now it is dark, but once we hit it with a couple of coats of clear, maybe 2 or 3 coats of clear, and in about 3 or 4 days start sanding on it to schmooze it out, taking it down, it's going to lighten up quite a bit. So that corner, see what I mean about the thing wanting to lighten up? So when you put any grain filler or wood filler on something, get some stain mixed in with it, and a little bit of glue. The glue will help schmooze it and get it to stick better to the original wood. And then when you go over it, if you have to go over it to get it really smooth with the aqua coat, put a little stain in that aqua coat too, because the more stain the better. You can always lighten it up by sanding it. Okay, so looks like we're going to be done pretty much for the day. I gotta get the bench cleared because I got the 633 thing. I want to do a real quick video on what I got so far with it, and then we're going to clear it off and make room for that 66 TC. So there'll be more.